And I've got, almost 7 years in it. And it's taken work. It's taken a lot of work, and that's not always great. And there are some times, but it's gotten better and better and better. And I feel like all those things that you're searching for when you're on drugs and everything, like I'm getting those things through my life now, and that is, I don't think we'd be sitting here saying that unless, it was true. Because I love drugs, dude. I love drugs.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely. 100% with you on that.
Yeah.
And we
would have been saying that there's a better way.
Right, yeah.
If there wasn't.
Vampires in the lair, steal from me. Ghosts in the square, chilling me. Still I'm unaware, we're telling me. Could you be my cure?
All right, my name is Andy Roy. This is Feeling Time, episode 4. This is my good friend that makes me laugh so much every time I hang out with them, Edward Furlong. You guys might know him. Yeah, might know him from movies. I mean, I was writing it down. Like, dude, you got Animal Factory, Detroit Rock City, one of my all-time favorites. Terminator, where you blew up. I think you were like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just tripping on all this stuff. Dude, you won awards at like 13 Saturn and like MTV awards. Dude, you just got all these movies with some pretty awesome actors. You know what I mean? Like, you've done a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. Like and there's more movies. So Edward's been a big time actor, dude. I watched him as a kid, like all his movies, amazing. And I'm really stoked I got to cross paths with you and become friends with you, because I know you got like a past like I do. You got into coke, and then later on it was meth and heroin, and we were just talking about it here, just like how deep you could get into it. And like you're telling me, like you got high in like a tent. Remember? Because have you ever been homeless? Because I was homeless, dude. I ran the street. You know, I lost it all, and I was okay with it.
I was lucky that way. Never got to be homeless, but I was telling you, I smoked crack in a tent in downtown LA with a homeless guy. Yeah.
That's the places that it takes you, man. It's great. Like, you never, like, would you ever thought, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. It's just how serious it is, you know what I mean, dude? You're making movies, dude, and now you went into a tent and they're just like, I done it. Like, I've definitely done it, you know?
Unfortunately, it's like, you have to, because that wasn't a bottom for me. And so it has to, like, you have to literally, like, be like, I don't understand how I've gotten here, and I have to do everything in my power to get out of this.
Right.
Yeah. At a certain point, like, I remember being on heroin and thinking, like, not answering the phone, and my managers called me like, oh, we got this, we got that, blah, 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 and I wouldn't even answer the phone, and I was like, fuck it, I don't give a shit if my career goes away. I remember, like, feeling like that. I was like, I don't fucking care. I mean, there was one movie I did, I feel really bad that, I was strung out, so I was, like, sitting in the fucking bathroom, like, they're knocking to go to set, and God, dude, I feel so ashamed.
How, like, you had to be so busy just making all these movies, you know? And I know you're at a young age, and just like and you said it before, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there was a lot of people partying around you, but like, how did you get so deep sucked into it to where, like, it led to, like, the addiction that you had later on, years later, but like...
Yeah, there's like so many damn layers to it, but it's like, dude, all the cool people that I looked up to were dudes that were like getting wasted, you know what I mean? And like, I remember like seeing the Doors movie for the first time and being like, I want to live like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but I've said this before, like the first time I smoked weed, I don't know how to describe it really, but it was like something sort of magical to me. Like, I was like, wow, this just took me to like some other place that even drinking didn't do. And then I was really into like shrooms and psychedelics, and I used to remember thinking like I was going on all these like little adventures, and they felt like mind expanding and awesome. I remember just the power of drinking. Just first of all, like drinking more than anything just made me feel like just all the inhibitions would go away, and I felt really comfortable, and I could make people laugh, all these different things when I was like wasted, and then like Coke comes into the picture and it makes it so that way, I can drink longer.
Right.
And it was all fun and games. It was like, you know, it was like we'd go out to clubs, you know, there'd be hot chicks, there'd be blow, there'd be like, I mean, it was cool at first. And then it just kind of, some point it just started like, I wasn't like craving being out, socializing with people and the chicks or the experiences that I was having. I was more just like focused on like, I need to get some coke.
So being out with all those people, that kind of just faded away as you got deeper into it, right? Like,
yeah,
like
yeah. And it was also like, yeah, I mean, this was like a huge point in my life where it was like, I was sort of like coming out of my shell for the first time in my life, like in my late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
You know, like really starting to become sort of comfortable in my own skin, but I attributed that to drugs.
Right. Yep.
You know, like I felt like that was a crutch where if I didn't have that, I would not be able to function like I was, and a lot of times I wasn't. Ever since I was really young, I'd always take shots or whatever when something horrible happened, and it was like a way to like make the pain go away.
Right. Yeah.
If somebody died or something, I just get drunk. And
I think that's with a lot of us, you know what I mean? Like a lot of addicts or alcoholics, you know?
And then it turns into heroin, like heroin became that, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, and I would kind of go on and off, but like, yeah, it's like, you know, like horrible shit was happening with the, you know, I was going through a horrible divorce and all this shit, and I was just like, oh, you know, that's how I deal. It's like, you know what, fuck you, man, I'm gonna shoot up, you know what I mean? And like, you know, I'll show you, you know, it's like hurting myself.
When did you, like, it became a serious problem to where, like, you're, like, not showing up for movies or late or whatever, or, like, the phone calls weren't coming as much? Like, when did you, like, when was it?
I was in my early 20s. It was like I think it was like 2002 or something like that, or something. I went and I traveled to Italy, and, you know, I don't know why, but like one of the actors there, I just knew. I was like, do you know where we could score some coke? You know? And I remember like, he's like, I'll try to find out. And then like, he knocked on my door in the middle of the night and he's like, dude, I got drugs. And I was like, yes, you know?
In the middle of
and I remember like going to the like little table and it was a wine and it was yellow. And I was like, what is that? That's not coke. He's like, no, it's heroin. And I was like, oh, fuck. All right, well, you know. And
no
then,
hesitation.
And then kind of after that, like when I got back, this guy kind of hooked me up with his dealer and I started smoking crack and doing heroin and all of that. It spiraled down really, really fast. Like really fucking fast.
The floodgates just opened up.
Yeah, the floodgates opened up. That's all I could think about. My life took a real downward spiral from there. And I mean, you know, I'd come back up for air and live my life somewhat good. Like, you know, still drink a little bit and stuff, but then fall back down really hard.
Right. Would you get hit up for movies and like were you too caught up in it to be even like answer the call or like
dude,
just
like,
didn't show up or something?
I don't know if I told you this story. I've said it before, but like, you know, this was the biggest thing that fucked me up with my career that was really upsetting to me because like, so I was already known to party a lot and I was supposed to do Terminator 3. And it was like, it was a big deal. Like, you know, I'd never, and I still haven't ever made like, you know, $1 million or anything. But this was like multi-million-dollar deal. Right. Like this was crazy. And there was a clause in the contract that said that, you know, they could regularly drug test me, that, you know, that it's all null and void if I get caught doing drugs or anything. So I called my buddies and I was like, all right, guys, I just signed the contract. Let's go out one more night for one serious banger, dude. And like we went out and we were at a club, Joseph's tonight, and I had this little bag of Coke and I go into the bathroom and I pour it and a whole bunch of it came out onto the toilet and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, damn it. So then I'm just like, screw it. And this huge horse rail thing. And then I remember like walking out and then just blackness, wake up. My friend's over me. He's like tearing up. The lights are on in the fucking club. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, you OD'd.
Oh, fuck.
That sucked, man. Because, yeah, I mean, there was a whole thing. The ambulance came. And it was like, literally, I had good intentions. I was like, I'm not going to do this afterwards. But
And that
that
screwed
lost
it up.
the whole fucking deal.
They caught wind of it.
They caught wind of it, and it was over. And honestly, the way I dealt with it was to just do more drugs, because then I was so pissed off about that, you know?
It just put you in a deeper hole. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because I honestly have come to terms with it, just thinking, like, in a lot of ways, if I had all that money, I probably would be dead by now. So, yeah.
How, like, the shame, the guilt, the forgiveness of what you have done in the past, like, how can you move on from that? Like,
that is like a fucking $1 million question.
Right?
I mean, like you said, I deal with that still today. But, you know, there's one like piece of advice that it's funny when you have a kid too. It's like, and I talk to him, it's like, I'm almost learning things and being like, holy shit, when I say that out loud, that is true, you know? So I always tell him, it's like, it's not about like, you know, the mistakes you make. It's about how you react to those mistakes.
Yes.
You know, and how you learn from that.
Move on from them.
And it's like, you know, now that I know that those were mistakes, then I have to do everything in my power to make up for those mistakes, and to even sometimes go the extra mile to try to make things better.
Right.
You know, like with relationships and people and, you know, everything that I've hurt in the past. Just, like, that's all I can do. And there's times still where I'm like, God, why did you do that? You know, why?
Right.
You know, but
at
you
least
can't
you're,
change the past.
Right. For me, like I say, I struggle with it. For me, I was such an asshole to people, like close friends, man, that I was in a van with, did a lot of miles with, that I was just blatantly just an asshole to them. It just became such like, where now I'm not even answering the phone, they're calling me. And like, dude, where is it? And I'm so ashamed and embarrassed, like, dude, and I just, you know, they're calling my parents, like, you know, like.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, it just became where it was so unmanageable. It was just, it got out of hand. And like, I just,
that was the
they
thing,
gave up, you know, like what we did everything we could, and it was gone. It was like gone. And I'd come out and I'd be all right for a minute. They'd always take me back, and then I just wasn't done. I was gone like 16 years from these guys. And they took me back after 16 years of being on the street, and like gave me a board again, like we're cool, and I still didn't learn my lesson. Like I still went out and messed it, you know what I mean? Like it just got so deep where it was just like unmanaged, like it was just out of control. I lost a lot of great opportunities of just traveling and being with like good friends, of solid homies, you know?
Yeah.
And skating is like what I love to do.
That's the awful thing about heroin, though, is like it'll make you totally take for granted and not care about the actual opportunities and everything that are being afforded to you in your life. One of the things that got me sober in the first place was I remember having the thought, like, I mean, most of the time I'd always be like, I'm way too fucking punk rock to, like, you know, give up on anything or quit, like, whatever. I'm not going to be a sober guy or whatever. And
I used to laugh at.
And then it's like, it finally hit me. It's like, but you're doing the same thing. You're being someone that is not fitting you anymore.
Right.
Just so you can fit into some sort of, like, you know, place.
Right.
You know, so it's like when you realize, like, fuck, who am I fooling, dude? Like, I'm kind of posing as like I'm this person who can just keep doing this shit, and that's not my life anymore. You know what I mean? So like almost like the most rock and roll thing I could do at that point was like go completely against the grain.
Right. I, like you were saying, like, dude, I hung out with skateboarders that were pretty wild, and I'm like, dude, I'm not as wild as these guys, crazy as these guys. But when I started drinking or doing drugs, it was around. I'm gonna be like that, you know what I mean? I'm trying to take it there, you know? That's just what I was doing. Those are my heroes, you know what I mean? I seen, like you're saying, that those are my heroes, and I wanted to do what they're doing, and I was just trying to probably be something I wasn't, you know what I mean?
When I was like fucked up and I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, it was because I wasn't doing a lot of things right in my life.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of fucking fucked up things, and I felt like a fucked up person because I was fucked up. And
it's a snowball effect.
it's a snowball effect, and that really does affect you. You know, like if I'm, like you said, doing like nice things, giving the person the money back, and genuinely, not just when people are looking, but in your life every day, you're
Right.
trying to live esteemably, and you're trying to be a good person. That reflects inside eventually. That becomes like, then you can become more comfortable in your own skin because you're becoming a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're becoming a good member of society. It's like, and like, I think that really, I mean, all that other shit, all that being crazy at parties, that wasn't who I was, dude.
Right.
That wasn't who I was. This person who's now like trying to learn every day how to become a better person or to just grow and everything. That's who I am.
Yeah.
And if anything, that stunted my growth, and that made it harder for me to be comfortable with myself, because once that stuff wasn't there, then, it was like I was empty. I mean, I think we're all kind of, as hippie as that sounds, I think we're all special in our own ways. And I think maybe...
I absolutely agree.
I think like maybe like a lot of like, part of like trying to find the meaning of life is like trying to find out who you truly are and living that way.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of why I'm doing it. Like, I enjoy doing this, is because like we were doing that for so long. And then when you get clean or stop drinking, whatever it is, when you stop doing that and you kind of get a clear head, when you do get a clear head, like there's things that we could do that like we didn't know we had. Like, I paint a little bit. I'm not like a big time painter, but like paint a little bit, like things I've never done before. And it's fun, you know what I mean? Like, and I think, I truly believe what you said. There's something special in everybody, especially like addicts, man, because we're so creative when we're high and coming up with money. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, dude, when I'm broke, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get
Isn't
high.
it amazing we could do that? Like, we
Yeah.
could stay high every day and have no money.
Yeah. And like, I would spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars every day. You know what I mean? And I had no job, no income whatsoever. But
It's amazing, dude.
yeah,
man.
And like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, man, you clean it up, and like, man, just imagine how many more opportunities and how creative you could get doing some cool stuff, and stuff that'll come your way, and you're doing it in a cool way, legit or whatever, like, and I truly believe, like, we all have something, like addicts, alcoholics, because of that, have some stuff deep in there that you could dig out that you never knew you had before. What do you do with your time now? Now that you're sober, like what are you up to? Like, what do you?
Shit, man. First of all, I'm always able to like say, make money and work and things like that. That's like a big thing for me, and traveling around and I mean, honestly, for the most part, I like living my life simple, man. I really do. Like, a perfect day for me is like just literally going to the gym and, kind of like hanging out with my dog and, trying to, make movies again and do all of that. And, and that's the other thing too, is like, no matter how crazy, like even when we were in the pandemic and this fucking strike, in my business, this was a nightmare.
Right.
And it still is, but I don't freak out over it anymore.
Yeah, like the little things that
like,
would.
Yeah, that would just set me off.
Yep.
And I'd be just like, obsessing over the negatives. Like, I don't know, man.
It's really
like,
not
I'm
that
just
bad.
I'm just chill. Like, honestly, and that's kind of like who I feel like I truly am. Is just like, I like to just chill out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like I've done so much crazy shit already.
Right.
I like living life kind of simple now. I don't come to set hungover.
Yeah.
And there is a weird feeling sometimes because it's like, oh, you know, that was my whole thing is I go drinking with the crew afterwards and, you know, have fun. And, you know, now it's like sort of just go straight back to the hotel and kind of, you know, eat dinner and like, you know.
Yeah,
but
it's a
it's
trip,
like,
right?
but I enjoy it because then I'm like, I'm so on it.
Yeah.
You know, at work. And that's what I'm there to do anyway. If I'm gonna get sober, I want to move forward. I want to like,
right. You want
I
to
wanna
take some
go
steps
somewhere,
forward, yeah.
you know. And to do that, it takes years, man. It takes years.
You have to be open-minded and willing, right?
Yeah.
Like to want to change, because change is hard, right? Like
Yeah.
that was hard for me. Like I just never wanted to listen to nobody, do it my way.
Yeah.
But then my way wasn't working, so I just had to surrender, throw in the towel, and be like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
But it's like scary, right? Like you were
no,
saying, you were saying, like I, you know, you kept telling yourself, I'll get there, I'll get there.
Yeah.
But it's like all this time that you're just like fucking around, and it just time goes by, and it's like, holy shit! Now it's been like 10, 15 years. Like
It's nuts, and I don't know. This is why I like doing this and talking to you guys. Is like, I don't know, man. Like, it's. I just want to, for people struggling out there. I don't know, like, give them some hope. Like, give it a chance. I don't know, dude. If it doesn't, dude, it's always out there. If you like how you said, like, dude, I'm gonna try it out for a year, and then it started blowing, right? Like you're okay. You started grooving with it, like being clean, right?
yeah, I could definitely say that. Like, if you give it a year, at least 1 year, there's gonna be parts of it at least that you're gonna start digging.
Right. And we're real impatient, or I know I am, and I want the payoff now. I want everything like to start happening right now.
Yeah, dude, I'm a die-hard junkie. I know you are too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm die-hard junkie. I can genuinely say I feel happier than I've ever been in my life.
Yes.
You know, and I wouldn't fucking say that if it wasn't true.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't tell people that if I didn't truly believe that. You know? And I've got, you know, almost 7 years in it. And it's taken work. It's taken a lot of work. And that's not always great. And there are sometimes. But it's gotten better and better and better. And I feel like all those things that you're searching for when you're on drugs and everything, like I'm getting those things through my life now. You know? And that is, yeah, I don't think we'd be sitting here saying that unless, you know, it was true. Because I love drugs, dude. I love drugs.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely. 100% with you on that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like.
Yeah.
If
We
it
wouldn't be
worked
saying
out,
there's
yeah.
a better way.
Right, yeah.
If there wasn't.
There's
It's just my
consequences.
life, man. I'm 47 years old, and like it was just kept taking from me, and I just realized that like I don't want to go out as like some sort of statistic or some failure in life, dude. I want to go out right.
Yeah.
I want to go out with a bang, you know.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I didn't want it like when I'm gone, like, dude, I died a junkie. You know what I mean? We seen that one coming. You know what I mean? Like, hell no, dude. I'm not going out like that.
And you
dude.
realize too, like, I mean, you working at your, you know, where you work at that rehab too a lot, and like, I'm sure you see it. Like, it's becomes like more and more apparent how sad it is when someone's stuck in their addiction, dude. Like. Because you know what that feels like, and you know having just these blinders on, and you're just running around in circles, and it's like we're so lucky.
Yeah, no, for
that
sure.
we like, for whatever reason, you know, had some sort of light bulb go off.
Yeah.
That, you know, we were able to do this.
Yeah, and it's never like I wish I would have figured it out a long time ago, but I didn't, and it is what it is, you know, and it's never too late. But yeah, dude, I see kids come in, man, and I just want to wring their neck because you see them come and go, and you're like, dude, I like, but you just sound like that, like, dude, I've been there, dude, I've done exactly what you're doing, and you're back again, like, I got this, I got the job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't work on like themselves, you know what I mean? they get the clean time back, and they get some weight on them or whatever, and they think they're good because I've done it a million times. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm good to go back out there, and then like I'm gone, you know. And then I wasn't working on myself, you know, like my personal stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating to like see kids come in and like they don't care, they'll sleep, whatever it is, you know. I'm just like, dude, you just want to like give them one to the chin and be like, dude,
Yeah.
come on. But it's never too late, you know, and hopefully the people figure it out. So, dude, Edward, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, man. This was amazing.
Oh, thanks, man.
dude. And
It's my pleasure, dude.
I hope some people could just get it and just like, yeah, dude, it's just what we're doing now, man. And we could do some cool stuff out there. I always say that. I repeat it all the time. But yeah, man, like, just, dude, if you're struggling, man, don't give up. All right, this is just there is another side to it, man. And it's okay to say no. It's all right to do your own thing. It's all right to do your own thing and be an individual and do what you want to do in life when it's positive. You know what I mean? You see that side and see what they're doing? Flip a Yui, go the other way. It's okay to be comfortable in your own skin of who you are. So this is Feeling Time right here with Edward Furlong. All right, I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure,
you guys.
brother.
Yeah, give me
Thank
some.
you,
Give me
man.
some.
Cheers.
Yeah. We out.